AskReddit by Organic at 1041. What profession is held in high regard that shouldn't be? Pundits on TV. They are usually chosen because they do well on TV, and because they are quick on their feet when someone asks a question they haven't prepared. But they are usually not the best experts if you really want to have a thorough and well-informed analysis. Now let's go to our resident expert Chad. Handsome, well-spoken. What do I have to say to that, Chad? Chad, well by golly Fred, this is a sad state of affairs any way you look at it. All manners of celebrity. I'm a vocalist and I hold many singers in high regard for their vocal skills. I don't care about their personal life, but I definitely have singers I'm obsessed with as far as their vocals. I don't even like Mariah Carey for X, but her vocal skills are unmatched. Realtors. My aunt tried to sell her mother's condo to her friend at like $300k under market value. Caused a huge stir in my family. I think they ignored her and went with an outside realtor because she would have screwed them out of like 30-40k each. Influencers. Who respects them? Preteens. Hospital administration should be crucified, not praised. Who TF is praising hospital administrators? Politician. Manipulating images, words and people to your favor is nothing to be held in high regard. The few who are interested in solving problems can't do much because they are so outnumbered. Chiropractors. The amount of people I hear who run to a chiropractor for anything and think it's helping is far too high. My boss went to one for an issue with her rib and was saying how it helped. Fucking how, Jenny? The origin of chiropractic is the absolute best. Dude received the principles of chiropractic care from a ghost and claimed to restore the healing of a deaf person, so that really sums up the whole profession. A bunch of professions that are very much not held in high regard. The question is clearly worded, but people are still answering as if the question was which careers aren't held in high regard at all. Motivational speakers and art appraisers immediately come to mind. Motivational speakers, people who suck the marrow out of school district budgets. In about 25 years of teaching, I think I've experienced maybe one or two speakers who had something new to talk about. Most motivational speakers come up with nothing novel or unique, and yet they get paid big. I don't get it. Life coach. They are not held in high regard, generally speaking. Chiropractic. It's woo-woo bullshit. My neurosurgeon begged me to never let a chiro crack my neck, and said I should strongly consider PT for any issues that bring me into a chiro office. Movie studio executives. They are often Ivy League guys who studied accounting or who end up in charge of artists and profiting off their talent. That's like most executives anywhere. Also, side note, but Ivys don't offer accounting, speaking as a person who wondered why I never saw Ivy League accountants. Religious leader like a priest or minister. Some hold them in such high regard, it's as if they can do no wrong. In the end, they are just people. My grandma always said never trust a preacher. Solid advice. Pretty much every single world crisis in recent memory has been caused by massive financial institutions. So I'm going to go with investment banker, stockbroker, bankster, etc. At their best they leech money. At their worst they literally destroy the economy. People really seem to think CEOs are business genius without whom the business will instantly fail. Most aren't that smart, they are just charismatic. Almost all of the real high-level decisions are made by other C-suite execs, and the impact of hiring a new CEO is usually caused by them bringing their old C-suite with them. Real estate agent. Anybody can get a license, and these people tend to be the most pompous and self-aggrandizing people around. And most of them call themselves realtors. Drives me insane. Televangelists. Whatever the hell Kim K does. I think she was an influencer before the word caught on. I don't know if data analytics is, but I always have people asking me how to get into it. We are very overpaid for how little work we do. It's really not all that glamorous, and often you're crunching numbers to help whatever corporation you're in to make more cash regardless of any impacts the decisions have. DA with 10 years of experience, and I'll say that this very much depends on the specific role. I worked my ass off at my last role for relatively little pay, couldn't take vacations, created extensive data models, built homebrew systems because DAs were the technological stewards, managed multiple large projects with significant financial and salary equity impacts, was responsible for vendor relationships, etc. Prior to that, I had a role at a startup that paid 50% more, and I basically did nothing except stoke my boss's ego, who knew nothing about data, and played around with data to build insights no one was asking for or cared about. Occasionally, I was asked to do web scraping or build some automation into tasks, things that weren't at all in the job description. It was mind-numbing and I had absolutely nothing to show for it, so I quit. Chiropractor. Love seeing this so often in this thread. They're always dressed up so nice like slick real estate agents, and their greed is endless. Amazing marketing materials though, and their booths at farmers markets are gorgeous. They need to be in sales instead of healthcare. Full-time traders. Most people that trade for a living are only making middle class earnings. Fund management. Index funds FTW. Influencer. Cable news journalists. Models. They get so much praise for looking the way they do, a lot of them likely undergoing plastic surgeries and are likely underweight. People are so enamored with the fact that they can walk without looking at the ground and walk in sync. Any high school marching band kid is not impressed. I hear it's quite an unforgiving industry though for most, where you are treated like an expendable piece of meat. Billionaires.